Hi there, I'm Danny, and I'm hiking the Appalachian Trail. And today we're doing a little practice hike here at the Sawnee Mountain Preserve, just north of Cumming, Georgia, about 40 minutes from Atlanta. Not terribly difficult, but the plan here is to go around that first loop right there, and then that second loop up there for Indian seats. So there's a nice viewpoint, allegedly there. So yeah, the weather is 36 degrees with some wind. So the wind chill is in the 20s, which is fairly cold, but not brutal, I think. And I feel prepared. I should be fine. I got my beanie on instead of my normal trucker hat with the donut on it, or with the Krispy Kreme on it. So that being said, let's go. Let's get after it. I've reached the branch. The shortcut is behind me. I will not be taking the shortcut, of course. Past a couple hikers, so actually a decent number of people out here on a Monday. The wind's died down a little bit, at least where I am right now. But I'm good temperature-wise. I'm almost starting to get a little hot. And yeah, so we continue. One thing I will say, I added a little extra weight to my pack. It's between like 30 and 35 pounds right now. For training, of course. I don't think it will definitely not be any heavier than that when I do the 18. It should be a little bit lighter. But yeah, we continue on the trail. Just want to take a minute to appreciate that you can see, zoom here, that is Mount Oglethorpe, the original beginning of the AT. As this mountain faces north, you can see that. Spring Mountain, harder to see through the trees in the camera, but it's over there as well. Here's a little bit better view of Mount Oglethorpe right there. And it's where it used to begin before, unfortunately, development took over and they had to move it to Springer. But yeah, it's kind of cool to see that mountain from here. All right, we've reached the church access trail here. We started over here, we went this way. Now we're here, so we're a little over halfway. Take the ridge trail back that way, basically straight to the parking lot, and then go up that way on that trail. I'm stopping for lunch. We've got our sandwich and Celsius combo, as I typically do on these kinds of training hikes. We'll stop a little bit and we'll keep going. Back on the trail, on the other side of the mountain now. Because of that, we're out of the wind. Huge difference. Way warmer. Briefly went back to the other side for a second, and wind was howling. But I mean, it feels like a 10-15 degree difference with no wind. About to cross the road leading up to the house. It's on top. We got less than 2 miles back to the parking lot, where we'll then do the Indian Seats trail. Here's the road. Past a sign that said posted something, so I'm not gonna go up there, check out the view, even though I kind of want to. We'll get a nice view at Indian Seats anyway. Yeah, guess we keep going. Down the stairs and then that way. 1 mile left. It's mostly cruisy downhill like this. And then we get to do an actual climb up Indian Seats. Although, to be honest, I haven't really looked at the incline. I don't think it's gonna be too bad. I don't think it's gonna be too hard, but definitely easier than this. When I was a scout, I did this as a Philmont practice hike, and I remember thinking it was the hardest thing ever. Now, I had a pretty heavy pack on, but still, this ain't hard. This ain't hard at all. I mean, this is about as easy as it gets, I think. And when you're talking about the actual AT, when you're talking about mountain hiking, of course. So I think next week for my practice hikes, I'll find something harder. But this is only 40 minutes from Atlanta, so can't complain about that. Pretty convenient. Had a long day yesterday, so I don't mind doing a little bit of an easier one, but eventually we're gonna have to ramp up the difficulty in the future if I want to actually train and get better at hiking before I head up to Maine here in June. All right, back at the trailhead. Gonna take a little bathroom break here and then head over to Indian Seats. Probably grab some water before I head out too. I was able to do all 5 miles in under 2 hours. Pretty good pace. almost 3 miles an hour. I think it speaks a little bit to the difficulty of the trail or lack thereof. It really wasn't that hard. And I don't think Indian seats will be that hard either. But we'll see here in a little bit. Across the street, and we're here. Trail, I guess, goes that way. So let's head up to the Indian seats and see what it's all about. Made it to the top, and what a view! So, my Snickers, and I think I'm gonna sit up here a while. Nice view of Oglethorpe Mountain, Springer Mountain, and Blood Mountain, actually, way in the distance. So, Oglethorpe is there. Springer is there. And Blood is that tall one, I think. Yeah, great view. So I made it back to this fork, and I think I'm actually gonna go this way. It's the long way. It'll add a couple more miles. You know, I am trading, so I feel like I should do the extra distance while I can. It's still 4:30, so not really worried about hiking in darkness or anything like that. But yeah, once again, we hike on. So I'm like 100 feet from where I just started hiking, and I think this is an old mine. I know there's gold mining in this area, but I didn't realize there was one right next to the trail, which is right here. But this is super neat. Obviously chained off, and they don't like going in there, and I can understand why, but super cool. But anyway, we better keep going. All right, through there, maybe that is the visitor center, or close enough to it. So we're at the fork. We're gonna head that way back to the car. Probably like a mile to a mile and a half left. Once again, hike on. All right, back at the same branch, and headed that way, and then we're done. So basically at the parking lot. All right, made it back to the car, and that's all for today. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see my AT journey, and I'll see you in the next one.